In this video, I'm gonna spend the next 24 hours building some of the best and most efficient farms in all of Minecraft. The end goal? To see just how much you can build in only 24 hours. Only? Yes sir. It's not a long time for me, because comparatively my previous projects have taken between 15 and 30 hours. In the previous episode, we finished the iron farm, which ended up looking fantastic. If you haven't watched it, top right corner. And stay up to date! Welcome back to Survival Reorigin. Let's pick up the iron. This should be more than enough for now, because we're gonna start making a ton of hoppers. I'm gonna take the beacon, and we're gonna put down a new beacon in the village over here. There we go. Now we just activate it. So guys, let's see if you can guess what is the next farm that we're gonna make. But right now I just need to clear some space over here. I think I made the hole a little too big. Just a little. Farm done. In the end, I've been left with a ton of space. I'm not much of a math person. But well, let's go back to the iron farm just to pick up some bone meals. We put the bone meals in here. But before we check if the farm works, I'm just gonna look around for some beehives. Aw man, I'll just take the hive. I got an achievement. And unless I'm wrong, if I do this, yeah, as you can see, honey block. And all of the trouble that we went through was just to put this block over here. Now let's see if this works. And I'm guessing some of you have already guessed. It's a little moss farm, and it works incredibly well. And on top of that, it only took me 2 hours. But with this farm, I'm gonna have infinite bone meals and infinite moss blocks. So those 2 hours were totally worth it. But of course, why would I leave the farm like this? By the way, Merry Christmas! I know it's very late, but the question is, how late? When are you gonna see this video? I have no idea. First, I need to cover this entire area with lots of dirt. First, I do need to pick up some andesite since I'm always left with nothing. Look how easy it is to pick using the beacon. Now I'm gonna build a foundation. One that's completely made up of stone. And I'm realizing I have to change this. Oh my god, this was a terrible place to put the beacon. Now I have to move it. Finally. Something just like this. The top part is gonna be made entirely out of log, which is pretty expensive, but it looks great. And the roof made up of deep slate. And to finish it off, what color is more beautiful and weird? But this color? Mwah! Chef's kiss. It's gorgeous. We're friends, right? So I'm gonna keep building over here, and you guys can go through the village. I mean, just gonna... Bye. They're so weird. Let's start with the second part of the house. Hey! Have karma. Shoot, shoot! Yay! The flag of shame. Back on topic, the area is going to look different, but sort of has the same aesthetic. That's why we're still gonna use wood. Keep going along the edge. This is what it looks like, and naturally the roof needs a really weird color. And with weird, of course, I'm talking about copper. I've never used it before, and now I really like it. Adding some details on the windows. I like it, but it looks a little weird. There's just this space with nothing. Just like that. And for the door, a pretty little door like this one. And this entire building is to cover up the moss farm that I have lost. Which means it's a very special house. Since it's a moss farm, I'm gonna add these bushes, and that way I know which farm this is. On the other side, I'm gonna build a garden, covering the whole back side of it. For that, I'm just gonna build these walls. On top of it, we put some stuff, and we'll make an entrance. Oh, and we'll put some moss, like this. We'll put down some plants, We replace the floor with coarse dirt and rooted dirt. Over here, I'm gonna put a little flower stand. And now we have a pretty garden. Lastly, and so that this area isn't completely empty, I'm gonna build an area where I can plant some mushrooms. And the tent is useful and decorative. Otherwise, we won't be able to plant them. And well, guys, this is how it turned out. In my personal opinion, it looks absolutely amazing. We started with this, and now we've turned it into this masterpiece. With the decorations and the farm, it only took me 4 hours to build, which is a lot, but we're still missing 20. Let's quickly go to the end to repair some stuff. 2 episodes ago, we revamped this entire area to build a village, as you can see. Do you guys remember when I said it wasn't done yet? Because if I'm being honest, the village isn't even that big. That ends today! Because what I want to build today is a dock. I've got all of these materials, so let's start! Wow, the difference! I like it. I do have an issue with enemies though, so... No! Now that I've cleared up this entire area, I think it'd be a great idea to build some storage houses. The base of the building will be using this color palette. Small area, I think I'll make a shed like that. And for the roof, and as per tradition, I'll use this dark deep slate. And I might as well use some white terracotta. This is what it looks like from far away, and it honestly looks really cool. That said, we're still missing the thing. Here's the end result. The interior is very nice and also functional. And now, let's continue. So far in the game, to get some honey, I have this. And yes, it's a little sad. Fine, it's very sad. So let's make it better. The new farm will be right around here. But to be able to build it, I do need to clear up some space. Space cleared. And as you can see over here, the spot where I'm gonna build a new honey farm. I'm gonna craft some dispensers, put down some chests, followed by 7 hoppers. On top, hoppers pointing downwards. Go away! You little... And on top, temporary blocks. Block behind, go one down, and we extended one more. Next, 7 redstone comparators, glass on top, dispensers facing downwards, and in front of the hoppers, flowers. And we put glass all around it. Hoppers facing the dispensers, and another row on top. And now we can put down the hives. So now I need to craft a ton of scissors to drop them into the system. And the bees should now start coming out. So now while the bees work, how about we decorate the farm a little bit? I'm thinking it should be completely white. We build some inverted stairs and we start building the walls. Over here I'll make a little entrance and 2 jungle doors, something a little bit like this. And now we can go inside the farm. Woo! It makes a lot. For the roof, why not? Let's use copper. But this specific one that you can get through oxidation. And some honey from our new farm. We get this look. And now, to give it some more detail, I think I'll add a chimney. Looks good. And now to the next thing, which would be the thing. Alright guys, there we go. Well, I think I'm gonna add a tower over here. Okay, now I'll leave it be. I promise. It looks really nice. And it only took me an hour and a half. Now let's continue with a nice and easy farm. And extremely useful. A sheep farm. Meh. But for that, I'm going to need a lot of spider silk. Which I'm gonna make 16 bows and another 16 dispensers, as well as 16 observers, hoppers, wagons, and with all of that, now all I have to do is clear out some space. That's done, but now that we've made the base for the farm, let's start building it. Observer, support block, redstone, and the dispenser, hopper, and the wagon. And just like that, we've made the farm. Just put a sheep inside and enjoy that free wool. Now we just need to do that 16 more times. 1 for every color. we finished all the colors, it's time to bring in the sheep. And now in every dispenser, we will throw in a ton of shears. And as we can see, the farm works perfectly fine. But now I actually need to work on this exterior. Well, with the wolf farm done, and an amazing farm it is, let's get serious with the buildings. So, let's go back to the dock. Well, the terrain has been flattened. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 buildings. No rhyme or reason. Things are about to get real. This first house is gonna have a base made up of really weird blocks. Well, now you're looking at it. Well, that's a pretty asshole, right? Two new houses have been finished, and now on to the third. We'll put down these 4 corners, fill it up with some bricks there, and we'll use both brick blocks with granite and polished blackstone, so the roof looks really quirky. And this is the end result. Oh wait, I'm missing the door. There we go. This house over here has the ideal spot, so we can make some sort of mini dock in this area with a crane to pick up all the items that come by boat. Using the wool from our new farm, this one over here, thank you very much, and yes please, I'll build a small market right in the middle. I think it looks spectacular to build in this hole a tower. So let's start. I think the base is gonna be entirely made up of deep slate. Combining cement and other curious blocks, the base of the tower will be done. A really small area made up of wood. And to finish it off, a roof made up of mangrove. The tower looks amazing. Now that we have all the houses in place, it's time to build some farms. Farm finished. 55 in a second. This farm is now working. Over here we have the glowberries and the regular ones. Another small farm finished. In total, we've built over 14 small farms. And the dock looks a lot more interesting. But I'm still not done. First, I need to dig up dirt for a path and put down stone. A little bit of cobblestone and finishing off with andesite. The end result, now we're just gonna do the same for the other paths. And that way we ensure that the village and the dock feel a lot more united. I need to go back to base to get a shovel, buy mending. Let's see if I'm lucky. Perfect! To the shovel we'll just add some mending, and now we have an amazing shovel to get this really trashy looking block. Wow! Replace all of this with coarse dirt and some pot soil in some really random spots. Even if it's just the dirt, the area looks so much better. Using the last few hours that I still have left, I'm gonna add lots of decoration to this area, starting with the lighthouse, where I'll replace it with rock so it looks a lot more like a cliff. After spending 24 hours on this project, I've been able to make a really nice area. First, we built a massive moss farm with a really nicely decorated shop on top, with a garden, a house, its towers, and some mushrooms. An amazing honey farm. Here we have all the bees working, which produces an ungodly amount of honey. Nicely decorated too, and a small shop to sell honey, obviously. The last farm of the day, the wool farm, where we make all 16 colors in the game, and of course decorated on the outside. And we spend way too much time making this gorgeous dock, not just changing the terrain, but also adding 14 buildings, each one looking completely different. And in side, we have a little glow lichen farm, flowers, and hanging cacao, glowberries, and normal ones, hanging roots, and these flowers that I don't know the name of. This is what it looked like before, and now look at the change. Picture! What do you think of the buildings? I'll read them. I really hope you enjoyed this video. With nothing else to say, and bye-bye! I really don't understand why someone would put a honey shop right over here. If all it really does is make the place a little nicer. I mean, and around here there aren't really any venomous animals. In this cave?